Masturbation's fun because I think masturbation can be a spiritual practice. Oh my God, I'm like making my own eyes roll, I know, but like low-key, it's so true.
I'm sorry. First of all, how dare you?
Of your face?
Millennial
woman
woman next to my face with like concealer and contour unblended? Are you fucking kidding me?
That's the art.
That's not like a 3-year-old at school.
No, that's the art that's like really important and impactful.
Only a white man.
How to create safe spaces for friends that are going through tough mental times. Listen, I talk about Charlie XCX and the Brat album as much as Gaby talks about Hoffman.
We're talking really fast right now, and I'm ready to keep going. If not, I'm losing my train of thought. Girl,
I could fully meditate right now.
turn it into the bit. It's funny. It's not that deep. It's just funny.
Hi, welcome back. If you're not used to seeing me on this side, it's because Gabriella and I fight about our good side every other time we're here. Can I air out my grievance with you for
I
last
usually
time?
win.
Should we tell the people?
sty?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't care. I had a sty on the bad side, and I said, Meadow, I already look ugly on this side, and now I have a sty, and you're gonna make me sit through 2 episodes like that?
3.
3. So thank you so much
But I
for taking over the
didn't.
team.
I was so generous.
No, so now I'll
So
sit
now
here for
I'm
3
happily
episodes.
over here.
Okay.
Nice to see you from this side
If you just see me
of
like
the table.
this
Yeah.
all the time, 'cause you don't. And I have a pimple on the bad side.
This is why every photo of us we look in love are like prom photos because we're both like
We're both trying to turn the same way. Have you seen that one video of Dua Lipa where a photographer asks her, they're like, what's your good side? And she goes, like, what side do you prefer? And
She's
she
like,
goes,
I'm
"Oh,
hot
it's-
all
it-
around."
It's okay. And I was like, wonder what it's
We
like.
can't
And
all
then-
be Dua, huh?
No. Mm-mm. But you know, some of us are in the press lately. Can I tell you about what happened?
Millennial Woman.
Why do you have to fucking
That was
kill my bit?
That was so funny. I'm sorry. I need you to know I like almost spit up water.
Right.
I laughed so
Okay,
hard.
so let me just
out
tell
loud.
the people. Meadow gave you the punchline, but that's fine. I'll tell you the story. So
They don't know it out of context.
a couple weeks ago, I got an email from Newsweek
I didn't know they reached out to you.
saying, "Hey, Gabby, we saw your TikTok that went viral about you talking about how you manifested your boyfriend. I'm a relationship reporter. Would love to write about it." So I was like, okay, like, why not? But I asked her a question because I'm also a writer. So I said, what's the context of the article? Like, am I going to be in a roundup? Is it going to be me and other people?
Mhm.
What's the context?
Are you
and
making
she
fun
said,
of me?
Right. And she said, no, like, it's just you. And it's just, I'm a relationship reporter that I cover different topics that I'm seeing trending. And it's just like an overview of your article, or sorry, of your video. We have a couple of questions we'd love to ask you. Great. I said, you know what? They're going to run it either way. So
Right.
let me just like say something. And then that way I at least have like my voice in it more than, by the way, like, I'm not expecting, which I guess is naive of me, but for people to like pull quotes from a TikTok that
Yeah.
I'm just like dee, filming, doing my makeup, you
Right.
know, whatever. I have a Google alert on for my name because duh.
Oh
And
my God, should I do that? Like I
well, I just
anyone was
write
ever
some. I
writing
write
about me?
articles a lot,
Yeah.
so I'm just like,
Right.
every time the article, sometimes the editor doesn't tell me it's out, and I want to see it.
Yeah.
So I have the Google alert. I get a little ping. I'm gonna read
Please
you.
insert.
I'm gonna read you the headline.
It is so.
The amount of responses I got from people being like, "I can't believe how dirty they did you."
No, it's so.
And the thing is, like, the article is just a recap of the video. Like, the
Right.
article's not doing me dirty.
But the headline.
The headline, and I quote, "Why millennial woman is convinced she manifested," in quotes, "her boyfriend goes viral." I'm sorry. First of all, how
The
dare
photo
you?
of your face.
Millennial
Why millennial
woman?
woman?
Next to my face with like concealer and contour unblended. Are you fucking kidding me? No. Millennial woman is the worst
Jump
way
scare
to describe
you.
someone.
It sounds like you're like a 40-year-old Disney adult
She
that's like
also-
delusional. Like it's.
I sound like an iPad kid. She also, by the way,
right.
asked for my bio. And like nowhere in there, nothing. But she did ask my age, which is I guess where she got millennial woman. It was on my close friends.
You're like I'm a millenzi.
all the
at
responses were like, I can't believe how dirty they did you. Convinced she manifested.
I couldn't believe you didn't tell me. Like I saw it on your close friends
'Cause I
with
wanted to talk
Dana,
about it
and I
today.
spit out my. I was like, oh my God.
Because I wanted to talk about it today. Anyway,
The funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
so that's just my new nickname. Is
We'll link the
delusional
TikTok.
millennial woman. Yeah, I'm like, go get that engagement, babe. It was fucking went viral. It was a good, funny video. Convinced she manifested.
Convinced.
Convinced is the word.
Convinced.
That's what did me dirt.
Millennial and convinced is both so funny.
Also, you're making me sound like I just got arrested.
Right.
Millennial woman, like caught.
Convinced.
Like
caught manifesting.
any hoozles, that fucking happened to me. So how was your day yesterday?
That was so funny. Time of my life. I hung out
Great.
with you. I went to girls' dinner with Dana and Annika.
Love.
We talked incessantly about the listen, I talk about Charlie XCX and the Brat album as much as Gaby talks about Hoffman. It's
true.
It's obscene.
Honestly true.
Have you heard the Lord remix, Justine? All mental health themes. We're talking eating disorders. We're talking sister wounds. We're talking
it was good. It
projections.
was
We're
good.
talking about like it is so mental health thematic. It's that album's my entire personality of the summer. Like I cannot stop. So obviously with Annika, most incredible, talented, gifted, special music manager of all time, we were just talking all about it. We had the time of our life. Great girl energy.
Love it. Meanwhile,
Meanwhile,
I'm at the
you're
gym.
suffering.
I was literally on the fucking gym floor, jaw to the ground, like millennial woman.
I'm gonna maybe that should be your new contact.
Oh, my
photo.
friend Kaylee texted me and said you should frame this.
Right next to our invite to the UN that my mother framed for you.
Anyway, we're doing a Q&A today.
Anyway, we're back. You ask, we answer. This one's kind of fun.
Okay.
What's bringing you both joy lately?
Hmm.
Have I mentioned that Charlie XCX has a new album?
Yeah, it becomes Meadow's entire fucking personality. It's
bit.
actually out of control. I mean, it's great.
No, I'll think of a different answer, but you answer
No,
first.
that's okay. That's an answer.
Okay, honestly, new music in general is
Yeah.
fun.
Pop girls are having a moment.
Reframing my summertime sadness into inner child healing is really, honestly, not gonna lie. I go home from LA tonight and you and I have a very fun weekend planned and like looking forward to spending. I don't have a lot of friendship time in San Diego. Literally all of my friends live here, which is fine for me. Like I love being a long distance bestie, but like having San Diego friendship time to look forward to. We have a very fun weekend planned. Our good friend of the pod, Sarah Shakui, is turning 30 and she's doing the whole like death to your 20s bit.
She's a Gemini.
Well, also she's like dark
Dramatic,
academia
yeah.
and cool,
Yeah, she's
like
hot and, like,
artistic
cool
and,
and, like,
hot.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so we're all coming with like cunt. Sorry if we have to bleep that. Fucking looks and like having a fun. I'm so excited for this weekend.
I don't know what I'm wearing.
So having a fun like friendship,
Yeah.
dress up, cute, play games. Like I'm really excited about friend time.
It's going to be really great.
Yeah.
I feel like people just get lighter and brighter in the summer.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to like play.
Exactly.
Just have a good time.
We're gonna play mermaids on Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm just all the
Meadow just means we're going to
lighthearted
go in the
joy.
pool and like probably like rate each other's dives.
No.
And, like, you know.
That's
Play mermaids.
exactly what I mean because last year we did this for Michael's birthday, Sarah's boyfriend, Doug, he's not listening. He does this like jump drop into the pool. That is we literally cheered him on and rated them for like hours. Like,
Great. Well, that's going to be us on Sunday.
it's so fun. I just
can't wait.
love when you have the group of friends that you can be unapologetically like silly, inner child,
Yeah.
free, stupid, like
Love.
turn the brain off and just vibe with.
Mhm.
And so I'm really excited about that.
It's going to be a great time.
It'll
I have
be
the
great
same
fun.
answer. I'm excited to be with my friends.
Oh, opposite end of the spectrum of friendship. How do I let go of a bestie relationship that is painful? Or do I need to? And then it says, I have outgrown, but then the character limit cut it off. So I'm assuming like maybe you've outgrown the friendship and it's painful right now, but you don't know if you want to like see through the seasons or cut it off. That's how I'm taking this. I do think it's funny because we just made that whole episode about community.
Mhm.
So it is sometimes hard with best friendships or friendships you have history with to figure out, is this a season where we're just like not vibing right now and we'll circle back around, which I think is totally normal, has happened to me. We ebb and grow, it's healthy. Or is it getting to the point where your trajectory of growing is so separate that it's healthier to disconnect? And I think the painful part in this is interesting to me and is pinging me
Because it
I'm
kind of
like,
seems like she's not, nothing bad is happening.
right.
I
But
mean, they're
also
painful
like,
regardless, but
yeah, but I think when you ebb and flow in seasons, there's a different level. Like that can be a bummer, but painful sounds more emotionally invested in a way that might be hurting you than like
Yeah.
the ebb and flow of a season.
that's fair. That's kind of where my brain went too.
Right. So obviously very individual line. I think both are valid. So let's say, okay, both are valid, both are true, feel into that. Let's pretend that, because the question is, how do I let go? So let's pretend like they do want to let go and it's not healthy anymore.
Yeah.
How do you do that? We all know, if you've listened to this podcast, I have done a very bad job at this in the past.
So have I.
So
So have I.
this is hard. How would you approach it now? Because I don't think I've had a healthy bestie breakup since feeling more healed and aware of myself and able to communicate. Have you? I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't handle it well. And I think what I would do differently is not let things get pent up. I don't want to like project this onto other people, but at least I know I do this. Like if I start letting things build, I start keeping like a scorecard. And I'm like, shit is building in that mental bomb in my brain that it's gonna go off. And that's what happened. And it sounds like this has been a really loving friendship for a long time. You obviously respect them, and it's very natural to outgrow people. That also can sound super fucking condescending. So you also don't want to be like, we're outgrow. Like you can be like outgrowing each other, but we can't say like
I've grown and you haven't.
I think it's normal to approach it being like, especially if it sounds like you're gonna have to have a conversation, I would approach it in the sense of like, look, I feel like we both probably can notice that our dynamic has shifted a little bit. I love you and I have a lot of respect for you. And I just feel like the moment that I'm at in my life right now, I'm really focused on XYZ and I'm really excited to like grow in this way and I always want to see you win. And then some sort of phrasing around like, I don't know, are you spending like too much time together? Maybe
Right.
it's like something like that.
Maybe you can propose a different solution without a full breakup.
Yeah, because I don't
Like maybe
also,
there's things
yeah.
to explore. Yeah.
Mhm.
Or even talking about, hey, our dynamic has shifted. I think it's totally normal for friendships that are really close or
Yeah.
have been close for a while to ebb and flow. Like maybe we're in an off season and like that's okay and I still love you and I still root for you. But like what would be more supportive for us in an off season if we want to have a relationship on the other side of it? Or
Yeah.
I think just like open and loving
And honest.
communication and honest.
Honest, but lovingly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind, but not firm. I guess firm is the wrong word, but like
same
kind,
venue,
but
yeah.
like speaking your truth, which I know is so hard. But I think that's the best way to honor a relationship, whether you want it to end with integrity or move forward in it and have something to go back to eventually. Be able to flow with it later.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's tough though. Sorry.
Ugh. Nothing like a best friend breakup. That is so hard. How do you view self-pleasure as a practice?
Do they mean like masturbating?
That's the first thing I thought of, but I don't know if it's like because self-pleasure to me can be an
Like,
umbrella.
you're talking to a
Masturbation's
Taurus.
part of it.
Like, that's my fucking name of the game is everything pleasurable in life.
That's what I'm saying. But like, so let's include masturbation in the umbrella term, and just think like pleasure in all areas.
I mean, those are very different answers though. So which avenue do you want to
Answer
go?
both.
Sure.
Masturbation's fun because I think masturbation can be a spiritual practice. Oh my God, I'm like making my own eyes roll. I know, but
Go ahead.
like low key, it's so true. Or like when you learn to manifest with your orgasm,
Yes. I did that for a very long time.
magic.
Mhm.
Magic. Also, I think getting to know your body so important because that also helps with sex communication and communicating
Yes.
to a partner what you like and what you explore. I think romanticizing it is great. I feel like because I have a partner, when I masturbate, that's for me like something either to like explore healing or work on my own magic. Like to me, it
Mhm.
feels like very intentional to be solo in that way
Mm.
versus with a partner.
I
Or
also-
it's just fun and I'm horny and he's not around.
Because I was gonna say, I also
Doesn't have to be that deep.
Like, don't think it needs to be that deep for people. Where like I mean, we've had plenty of like sex therapists on where they're like, oh my
Right.
God, get to know your body. Yes, get to know your body, get to know the things that you like, whatever, all that sort of stuff. But I also don't think that like you need to make a tremendo show out of you masturbating.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be this whole fucking shebang where like if you're not touching yourself everywhere before you like did it and you're not like it's fine for you to just have whatever practice it is that makes you feel good and that you want
Yeah.
and whatever. I don't think there has to be like I don't think it makes you like less than or like less like
Not at
like
all.
sexually woke because you're not like
No.
doing
I
foreplay
do
for yourself.
But it is a really cool modality to explore if you have sex trauma or other things that you
Yes.
want it. Like, so it's
Yes.
either, it's very cool, doesn't mean you have to do it that way.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I guess view that. And then like just like pleasure. I mean, I am such a like indulgent human. I really am.
I love it.
I'm such a fucking Taurus in that way. I love beautiful things. I love comfortable things. I love great food. I will say, like, I think I have a very refined palate. I think some people that have, and I have a refined palate in a way that I'm not a brat about it. Yes, I am. I take it back. But I'm not a brat about it in
Yeah.
the way where I'm like, you don't like that.
No.
There's a problem
You
with
never
you.
do that.
I don't
No.
think that,
No.
I just think my taste is better than yours.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yes, you do.
I think I know really good. My mom, I'm sorry, I grew up with really good people that cook really, really fucking well. And also, my mom is also like that and has very good taste in food.
You communicate that to me a lot. Not of my suggestions, to be clear, but like that's happened a lot.
So yeah, I just feel like my taste in food is better than everybody's. But I don't make you feel bad about it because
No,
I
no,
also
no.
like shitty good food.
Of course.
Like I want burgers.
I made fun of you for getting crumble cookies yesterday.
Right. Exactly. I take my self-pleasure very seriously.
Oh, it's a good example of that. When
Like
you and
cozy
Zoe
nights
did
in.
double dessert. I don't know. You talked about it on the podcast once. Like you guys went to get ice cream and then was like, that wasn't enough. And then went and got cookies or something. You did something
we did
fun
that with
like
Dana
that.
and Trevor, and we got
yeah.
ice cream, and then we went across the street to get cookies, and we made our own ice cream sandwiches.
Incredible.
But I think for me, more than anything, we're talking really fast right now, and I feel like these are the moments that my mom comes in, and she's like, I feel like you need to slow down, and it's because I've just had 75 ounces of coffee.
Listen to this on 2X and see what happens.
I'm ready to keep going. If not, I'm gonna lose my train of thought, girl.
I could fully meditate right now. And
Okay,
ignore
so
you,
I'm gonna
and
keep
that would be
going.
good. That was such a personality thing between the two
Yeah,
of us. It was crazy.
I was like, all right, let's just circle back to that later. I'm ordering some sort of takeout. I love Thai food or like really like intense, greasy Chinese food.
Yeah.
It's usually that because I want to have options. That's another thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend a lot of money
Yeah.
on Postmates.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to get a bunch of different things and then I'm going to pick at them and then I'll have leftovers and it's fine. I'm probably going to watch some movie like I'm either going to watch like Princess Diaries.
Confessions of a
Teenage Drama Queen. Maybe I'll want to cry and I'll
Yeah.
watch something else, but I'm going to watch something in that variety or I'm going to like binge a show that I'm really into. Blinds usually stay open. If it's at night, we have like the wind coming in. I'm probably going to smoke some weed by myself.
What flavor ripple incense are you burning?
The blue one.
Justine wanted to know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The blue one.
Yeah.
Got
your back, girl.
Yeah. And then I'm going to have my food and then I will also order dessert. And I'm usually going to order some sort of cookies. I do it every time and it always makes my stomach hurt. My go-to because it's just fast is Insomnia. They're not the best, but they're good. Insomnia cookies good. And then I also get ice cream and I'll do a little ice cream sandwich.
Aaron and I have been on a pinkberry phase.
Oh, that was like my high school phase. Tell me about your
original
indulgence.
tart with double milk chocolate crunch.
That's exactly what I used to get.
It's perfect.
No.
It is perfection.
I used to get
it
that
is a
plus
perfect
strawberries.
Yes. Yes. Sometimes strawberries, sometimes without. Depends on my mood. It
Wow,
is
I want
perfection.
pinkberry.
Mine's similar.
Mm-hmm.
I'll either order food or I do. I love cooking, so I'll like make something at home. But my indulgent is like I told you right now. I'm like doing a Gilmore Girl, and I like to clean it. I'll do like a mindful clean. I'll cook, make my own meal, hang out. Then I'll do the incense. Maybe I'll do a yoga video. Maybe I'll journal. Maybe I'll just binge the show till I'm tired. Aaron and I love a phase 10 moment. Just like anything cozy fun. Also, Aaron and I are big proponents of self-care nights together but separate.
That's my favorite
Like
thing
he
in the
can
world.
play his little magic game and I can do my own little bullshit. Yeah, similar. I mean, you and I have had these nights together where we like fully don't talk, get takeout, watch the show together side by side. Like that is true deep intimacy.
Yeah. Zoe and I are trying to learn that balance because we don't live together yet. So when we are together,
Different.
I think we like feel this innate like, okay, we have to be together, but both of us like being alone.
Yeah.
So we have our separate time for sure, but sometimes we like communicate it. We're like, do you want to be alone? Do you want to be separate? Do you want to
Right.
And I just wonder how that flow is going to be like when we actually like do live together.
Totally.
Where it's like, okay, he's genuinely really doing his own thing. I'm really doing my own thing. Because we do that to an extent.
Right.
But then we do watch, like he'll binge with me the way that
I know that way
Aaron
that
won't.
Aaron
So that's why
won't.
we end up doing that together more because we're going to be watching the same show
Right.
and like watching 7 hours of it.
You know what is fun? If Aaron does binge with me, he's like, I like watching a show first and vetting it because I can watch at the level that you and I can. And then if I know he'll like it, then I'll bring it to Aaron because
He doesn't
Aaron.
need to watch. He doesn't need to like backlog and like watch the rest.
No. I'll like rewatch it with him or something.
Oh, okay.
Because Aaron's ability to emotionally bid for a storyline, that man is screaming at the TV, giving you every reaction you're looking for. But it's like if you're watching something for the first time together, I'm backing up 700 times because you're talking over every bit of dialogue that's important.
Aaron.
But so you have to know the show first, but then knowing the show and like waiting for something to hit. It's like when you call someone excited about a book and you're like, you're not going to understand, but let me yell about my story I'm reading. He will hit like every like gasp and yell and like he's
I love it.
so good at emotionally bidding in that way. So it's fun to bring that to him, but he can't binge like me. So I'll have to vet the whole show first. But House of Dragon is back and we're very excited about it.
Okay, so neither Zoe nor I have ever watched Game of Thrones. I've tried to watch the first season twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to watch with Aaron because
Well-
he's read all the books and he can explain. No, I'm telling you, the only reason I
why I'm
ever
not
did
going
it.
to, though.
Okay. The only reason I ever did is because I had someone to be like, you don't need to pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. Here's this person again. Like, he reminded me over and over for 2 seasons until I was hooked and I understood.
No, I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
I'm worried. Zoe and I literally looked at each other. This was on like Sunday or something. And we were like, okay, like, what should we watch? Like, let's, whatever. We wanted to start a new show. And
You don't need
we
to watch
started
Game
an
of Thrones
interesting
to watch
show.
it.
No, but we both were into the idea of watching it. And we were about to turn it on. And I looked at him and I turned to him and I said, listen, you and I already binge shows a lot. We're not going to have a life.
Oh.
And he was like, you are so right. Let's not do it.
But you know what? Game of Thrones is so old. This is only 2 seasons. Like, you could still you could do House of Dragon and not do Game of Thrones, and it doesn't really matter because it's 300 years earlier.
Okay.
So you really don't have to. And Emma Darcy, like, who is
Yeah,
a sexier human being than Emma Darcy?
Okay, that honestly makes me feel good because I was like, we're not going to leave the house.
No. You don't have to go. You don't have to backlog and do the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
Hey everyone, popping in to say thank you to all of the amazing people who listen and watch this podcast. We're so grateful for each and every one of you and truly cannot say thank you enough for tuning in every single week.
In order for us to keep bringing you all great conversations and continue building our community and raising the bar, we're asking you for some simple and free support. Subscribe to our channel, follow us wherever you listen to your podcasts, and keep up with us on social at Thoughts May Vary Pod.
And if you're looking to dive even deeper, you can join our exclusive Patreon community and download Co-Create, our digital manifestation journal filled with over 150 prompts to help guide your curiosity and unlock new layers of yourself.
Thanks for being here. Next question. Ooh, a lot of friendship theme today. This is kind of fun. How to create safe spaces for friends that are going through tough mental times.
I feel like you just also have to ask them what they want.
Okay, let's start with a couple things.
Yeah.
How about 1, speaking openly about mental health in general so everyone knows that you are a safe space and that these conversations are regular. 2, being vulnerable and sharing what you're going through in real time so someone else feels like they can come to you. 3, like that leading by example or setting boundaries or asking how they feel supported or telling someone how you feel supported can sometimes give other people permission. But then that's kind of like a lot of the pre-setup. Once someone is in a bad time, I think you hit the nail on the head with the first thing is like, how best can I support you? Because everyone will be different. I do think sometimes, particularly with depression, you didn't specify, but particularly with depression, sometimes you can't even think of a way or like it's
Like it feels
really hard to
tasking.
ask.
Well, if you
for
ask,
something.
it might be like, like it might feel taxing for them. I'm sorry, I fully interrupted you.
No.
It might be taxing for them to even like think.
Right.
I don't fucking know what I
Right.
need from you. Sorry, go on.
So I think something you and I have done in the past, which I really love, is like small little moments of I'm thinking of you. So like picking up donuts and dropping it on their doorstep with a note.
Yeah.
Or then pinging them, there's donuts outside for you. Like there's not the pressure of interaction. I love clarifying for friends. There's never any pressure to respond. I'm not looking for you to respond by a certain time. Like, hey, I'm thinking of you. Don't even worry about hearting it. Like setting all those expectations are really nice. And yeah, just those small little moments that like, hey, saw this podcast episode and thought of you. Hey, saw this and thought of you. Oh my gosh, there's a new group therapy that I've been wanting to try. Would you mind accompanying me to it? All like small little moments without the pressure for them to like heal on a certain timeline
Yeah.
or get back to you in a certain way. I
Love
think
that.
that's a lot of ways to create safety. Oh, this has got you written all over it.
Oh.
Tips for writing a personal statement. It's for residency, but don't love writing about myself.
Okay. First of all,
Okay, writing about, let's take residency out because I know you're going to spiral.
yeah.
But like, how about this? Tips for writing about yourself if you don't have that as a practice.
Okay. So you just brought a real intense memory to my brain.
Ooh.
When I was writing my college essay, because that's when I had to write like a personal statement like that. I wrote this like really intense, dramatic story about, I think it was like my dynamic with my dad.
I mean, obviously I wrote about my dead dad.
And I was like really proud of it because I was like such a fucking dramatic ass person. And I took it to my college counselor and I was like, she's going to have no notes. I am a
How'd that go?
genius.
Yeah.
She was like, this is the most woe is me, cry me a river thing I have ever read.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Cool.
right. So that's my note is there is a very beautiful way to write about yourself, especially for a personal statement. You have to basically try and show the way that you, and this could be really wrong, so please just like don't come for me. You want to show like that hero's journey of how you move through a struggle to get to the other side. And basically you're illuminating your qualities because you're also like selling yourself in that way of being like, look how I'm able to move through adversity. And you do not want to do it in a way that is self-indulgent and selfish and cry me a river. So I think there's a really delicate dance in the way that you're doing that. So I would maybe, you know how I like to write, just like get your guts out, just get it out. Don't overthink it, especially when there's a prompt. It's very easy to start overthinking and you're writing all over the place and whatever. Maybe just like get it out there if that works for you.
Do the diary version first.
Yeah, and then you can condense it. I also would find stories that naturally excite you to talk about or experiences that you've lived through or witnessed and find that through line of how it impacted you or maybe how it shifted your trajectory in your life or how it shifted your mentality or, you know, whatever. Because it might not even have to be something like what you went through personally. And find something that's like easy for you to talk about and natural for you to talk about that excites you or evokes some sort of emotion in you. It can also be happy. Like, don't feed into the drama of it all.
I mean, we've talked about the whole idea of having to like sell your trauma in order to sell yourself as a resilient person is crazy.
Yeah.
I feel very Rick Rubin about it. Like maybe honestly listen to his book on Spotify or read it because so much of what you're saying to me is like you're a unique person with unique experiences and understanding. I think the thing that you can speak to without being too woe is me or too hire me is like, what is your unique POV? Like how do you approach the world that's different than other people? How do you see things? Like what is your perspective? So whatever examples that beautiful examples that you gave to find those, I think really understanding the way and communicating the way in which you see the world and why that's unique to you and how that offers a different perspective.
And how it's applicable to the thing that you're doing.
Exactly.
Which in this case is medicine.
Exactly.
So there you go. Hopefully that was helpful.
From two girls that like
could never be doctors.
Could never be doctors.
Thank you for what you're doing in the world. Could not be me.
God bless you.
Yeah. We need you truly.
So the question is, how to not lose hope on finding love, giving the rancid state of dating RN. And I want to give one tidbit without airing out this person's shit. When I posted that TikTok on my story recently, that was like, when I have a bad art day, but at least I'm not a straight, cis, white, hetero man trying to copy Basquiat. This loving human being responded and was like, dated someone like that and sent me the art to prove it. And it is I'm going to show you.
Show me. Yeah, just put the art on the screen.
I'm putting the art on the screen. It is, can I show you right now real quick? Just so you have visual. So like,
I need a visual reference
I know this person is going through it. So we really got to give the time to give some thoughtful answers because like, that's the art.
That's not like a 3-year-old at school?
No, that's the art that's like really important and impactful to the world. What world? Is that not the most embarrassing thing someone's ever done for a relationship?
So
I love you so much.
Do you know how we just had Cami on? Yeah. And the episode hasn't come out yet. It's fucking spoiler alert. Cami Crawford's coming on the podcast. When she said that her mom let her try everything, but then also kept it a buck with her and was like, hey, you might not be good at that. Like, let's keep it pushing. That is a child whose parents told them that he
overindulged
not only could do everything, but was fan-fucking-tastic at it.
Yeah.
That is a person that's never been slapped in the fucking face. And it shows.
Uh-huh. So, like, how do we help someone that's the dates that they're dealing with still stay hopeful?
Read me the question again. Okay, rancid dating environment. That was
how to not lose hope on finding love given the rancid state of dating.
It's for the book. Even if you're not writing a fucking book in your life, collect those shits in your notes app.
Right.
Because I have been on, and like, I wasn't like a serial dater in the way that I was going on like a ton of dates.
Right.
I have lived through some stories to tell where my jaw was to the ground and I was like, great, I'm never going to see you again, but that is hilarious and I can't wait to tell every single person I know about it. Turn it into the bit. It's funny. It's not that deep. It's just funny.
And then I think ways to support a perspective that allows you to think it's not that deep because I still have hella hope. Those self-pleasure routines all the fucking time. Like indulge yourself, date yourself, like do the takeout days, do the self-care, really invest in love and intimate relationships in other ways. Like, is there friendships you can invest in? Is there a relationship with your family you can invest in? Like, pour into all the ways you do have love. Pour into your self-love in a way that you know, I'm on my own timeline. So everyone that I meet up until then is for the fucking bit and it's funny. But like you have to like one, remind yourself that your timeline is yours and no one else's, and it doesn't need to look like a fucking goddamn thing like anyone else's. And that's something I have to remind myself all the time too, in whatever aspect. So that's a practice, right? Not a destination. Like you got to do the reminders. And then it does just like allow you to bring a little more joy and a little more hope into that perspective when you have that foundation daily of like, I fucking love myself. My timeline's mine. I know what's meant to be for me will be. So everything that's not gets to be a fucking joy and
Don't
a joke
get bitter
because
about
it's
it.
funny. Don't let yourself
about
get
it.
bitter because there's nothing more important than like keeping your heart open in hell and being willing to love again and again.
That's why it's easier to laugh at them.
Yeah.
Because it won't make you as bitter.
Love and light.
And laugh at stupid people.
Later.
That is so brutal. I can't believe that's like dead ass serious.
Oh.
Especially the first one.
It's just our heart goes out to you.
Only a white man will do that. In all seriousness.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, thank you for listening to
That
today's episode.
Blew past. We were going to have a part 2 soon because we got some great questions from y'all.
Thank you for joining us today, as always.
Peace and blessings. Rate and review. Come to Patreon. Anything but mental health. If you're into these two gals talk about anything we have no business talking about, come to Patreon.
Like how to apply for your residency or just listen to the podcast because apparently we're doing that here too. Bye.
How's it going, y'all? It's Aaron. Don't let your Monday suck. Don't have those Sunday scaries. I'm tired of everybody waking up in the week saying, shit, it's Monday. You know what goes down? TMV releases every week on Mondays. Make sure you rate and review wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're watching YouTube, yes, TMV has a YouTube. Be sure to subscribe and ring that noti bell and never miss a thing. And also, join the TMV Familia by joining the Thoughts May Vary Patreon and by following @Thoughts May Vary Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you for listening.
Great.
There you go.
Thanks, AB.
Got y'all.